With the 2023 NBA Draft coming soon, fans are eager to see if their favorite teams pick up some new talent. Are you ready to find out who's stepping up and advancing into the NBA? The league has recently announced their early entry candidates. These are potentially promising players that we could see in the league during the next season. The upcoming draft is the chance for amateur and college-level athletes to make their bid for the NBA. What does that mean for the league? It means we'll see prospective players try out for pro teams and potentially add fresh talent to some of those teams. The NBA announced that 242 players have filed as early entry candidates into the draft. 48 of those are international candidates. With a deadline to apply for early entry being April 23rd, we now have the full list of applicants. The upcoming draft combine will begin on May 15th and continue through May 21st. During that, draft candidates will undergo examinations, answer health questions, go through drills, and showcase their talent to land a spot in the professional league. This is their final chance to stand out to recruiters. The draft will be held on June 22nd in Brooklyn, New York. Last year saw 135 players declared for the draft, with even more applying for early entry this year. How many do you think we'll see in the actual draft? Let's look at some of the young prospects hoping to make the NBA. The top prospect right now is Victor Wembanyama, who leads the 48 international hopefuls who were declared as early candidates. Many expect the 19-year-old to be the first draft pick given his impressive record. At 7'4", he literally stands above the majority of the competition. You know he's a big deal when even LeBron James has acknowledged him.
No one has ever seen anyone as tall as he is, but as fluid and as graceful he is out on the floor. I mean, that's 7'4", or 7'5", or 7'3", whatever the case may be.
Calling the young French player a generational talent. With the Metropolitans 92, Wemby has averaged 21.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. That's also across 29 games. He's also averaged 3.1 blocks, showing that he knows how to use his height defensively. That shot average and all-around skill puts him at a huge advantage going into the draft. In all likelihood, we'll see him advance to the NBA at the draft as the first pick. With his potential, he could become a star in the professional league. Another big name that's been thrown around a lot is Scoot Henderson. The young player signed on for the G League Ignite as a guard. With 2 seasons of professional basketball in the G League under his belt, he's got experience that will work to his advantage. He will likely be a top 3 draft pick. He'd be contesting for the first pick if Wembanyama didn't already take that spot with his record. Henderson still holds his own despite only being 6'2". With explosive power, speed, and a 6'9" wingspan, some say he's ready to be a point guard for a pro team in the NBA. Averaging 17.6 points per game and 6.6 assists, the potential is there. We're likely to see him advance in the league too. Where he'll end up remains to be seen. A third notable prospect is Brandon Miller. The freshman forward for Alabama is also in the running for a top 3 pick in the upcoming draft. The 6'9" American is considered the top college prospect and is in the running with Henderson for the second pick. The 20-year-old has displayed solid scoring ability, a key for being part of NBA teams. This last season, he averaged 18.8 points and 8.2 rebounds per game. Although a groin injury slowed him down in the NCAA tournament, he had already running with Amani Bates, forward for Eastern Michigan. The young player was recently considered one of the top high school basketball prospects. At 6'10" and 175 pounds, he could be another big presence in the NBA. His freshman season with Memphis saw him put up 9.7 points per contest. But it's important to keep in mind that an injury cut that season short for him. His past season with Eastern Michigan showed improvement. He averaged 19.2 points and 5.8 rebounds over 30 games. Despite being so young, he shows talent. With that improvement and potential, a team could easily pick him up and develop his skills. However, it is also likely that teams will wait, giving him another year to prove himself and develop as a player. Another underclassman on the list is Jaden Akins, guard for Michigan State. He may surprise people and stand out in the combine. The college basketball player announced that he plans to enter the NBA draft, simultaneously maintaining his college eligibility. In his sophomore year, Akins contributed to Michigan State advancing in the league and reaching the Sweet 16. Over the past season, he averaged 9.8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.2 steals over 30 games. He also shot 42, 42.2, 70.6, and started 25 of those 30 games. Overall, he's a popular pick with potential. Although his record isn't as solid as the speculated top 3 picks, he may also surprise fans. If he does, we could see him added to a pro team's roster in the upcoming draft. Another player that could make a surprise standout performance is Trey Alexander, guard for Creighton. Like Akins, Alexander also announced that he would enter the draft with plans to maintain college eligibility. They understand the draft has tough competition and want to maintain college basketball as a backup. In his sophomore year, he helped his team move up to the Elite Eight. Over 37 games, he averaged 13.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, a more solid record than his underclassmen peers. Additionally, he started all 37 games this past season and shot 44.7, 41, 82.4. His record with the Blue Jays could put him in the running for a spot on a professional team. Only time and his performance in the NBA Draft Combine will tell if he'll secure a later draft pick. Finally, we have UCLA center Adem Bona. The young athlete was also a 5-star prospect in 2022. Like many of his peers, he will enter the 2023 NBA Draft while trying to keep his college eligibility. Bona is another tall player, standing at 6'10". That size advantage could give him an edge in the Draft Combine. Over the past season, he's averaged 7.7 points and 5.3 rebounds for the Bruins, showing that he knows how to use his height. His scoring could use some work, which means he may have to try again next year. Despite that, his presence was a contributing factor for the UCLA team establishing its 31-6 record. The team also got a Pac-12 regular season title. Overall, he's demonstrated that he's a contender. The young player could advance into the professional league, but to do so, he'd have to show that he can make better use of his height with more rebounds. It's likely that he won't get picked in the upcoming draft, but you never know what the Combine will show fans and team managers. How could these mock drafts impact the real draft? The mock drafts all put Victor Wembanyama as the first draft pick. That's a no-brainer. Many then split when it comes to the second and third picks. They have Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller in the top 3. But there's no guarantee which player will be picked as second and third. From there, there's even more variation in players for the first-round picks. These differing mock drafts could have some influence on the pro teams and who they decide to pick. With the Combine set to take place in the middle of May, we could see a big shakeup in the orders of players after the top 3. Those 3 picks seem to be determined already, with Wembanyama, Henderson, and Miller. Although the underclassmen have not stood out as consistently as these players, displaying standout talent in the Combine could result in some surprising picks. With that, we have the early candidates for the 2023 NBA Draft. There are already standout prospects who many are predicting will be the first 3 picks. But there are others who could secure later draft picks and make it to the NBA. What are your predictions? Who do you want to see in the NBA? Comment to let us know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.